Live. What's happening, everyone out there? Carlos Gill here, hanging out with Vincenzo, the leader, the man, the myth, the legend on Meerkat. What's happening, Vin?
What's going on, Carlos?
So this is actually monumental because we are doing this stream on YouTube. Everyone that follows at Social Beards on Twitter, they just got pinged this link, so they can actually watch it on Twitter. We're meerkatting as we speak. Say hello to everyone out there.
What's going on, everybody?
And we are going to talk about, for the next few minutes, about Meerkat. So it's the hot new app. Everyone out there is using it. Everyone's talking about it. South by Southwest is happening right now. This is the hashtag not at South by Southwest chat with Social Beards. So let's go ahead and get right into it. News coming out of Austin is that Twitter is closing down their API to the folks over at Meerkat. What does that mean?
That means that I think within the next couple weeks you can expect Meerkat to be a go by the way of the dodo bird, in my opinion.
So you and I, we've been hustling on this app for the last 2 weeks. Let's just go ahead and throw some context out there. We both jumped on Meerkat not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before.
Yep.
I've been hitting it really hard. You've been hitting it really hard. Our content has been very much different from each other. My content has been very much focused around social media real talk, talking to people out there about the business and the game of social. Yours has been just straight entertainment. You've been crushing it. You right now are the leader on Meerkat, on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
So we've been hustling our asses off. What is your take, though, on what this is going to do, what's done for your personal brand so far, and what does this mean for you in the time that you invested on Meerkat?
Well, you know, for my personal brand, what it's done is it's brought attention to who I am as a person. I'm no longer just a talking head on a computer screen, you know, on Twitter, spitting out social media knowledge or branding knowledge, but now I'm actually somebody with a little bit of a personality, and people can see that I have interests. I have you know, hobbies like singing karaoke, as well as you know, football. And today I was like, all right, well, I have to go and get my suit fitted for a wedding. So people were like, then I got messages later on, hey, how did the tux fitting go? So it's pretty cool. The relationships I built are pretty cool. I took everybody with me to the vet the other day with my dog, and people were asking about my dog later on. So I think people are really, truly interested in what you are doing, but they don't know who you are. So for me, the video has really become, has boosted my presence as a marketer, and it's been, you know, monumental in engaging with people I may have never engaged with. I have people that are constantly coming to my streams. I have a lot of regulars, but I also have some newbies all the time as well. So I think for Meerkat to disappear, I don't know. I don't think it's the worst thing for the brand, for my personal brand. If you're somebody who jumped on Meerkat thinking it was the only medium or the only tool for live streaming video, then unfortunately I think you're going to lose out on a lot. But you know, people like myself, you, and many others that are on Meerkat, this is just another tool to do what they're already doing. And you know, you, Carlos, are on YouTube. You've been on YouTube for a long time. So this is just a boost for you and for your YouTube channel, but you know, it's definitely not the only thing that you're ever going to use, and it may not be the last. I mean, there may be plenty more apps that come out and do the same thing. You know, this might be the thing for the next couple of years, you know, Periscope or Meerkat or whoever, but then someone else is going to evolve, and you have to jump on that bandwagon for the time being. So it's all, you know, social media is all about catching the riding the wave until it ends.
Well, I think a lot of it, like Snapchat and in recent time, Vine, Instagram, it's like catching lightning in the bottle, right? So
Yeah,
the guys, the Gary Vee, and guys like that, a lot of them, they hop on these networks really early on, and they bring their followers with them. And you know, like you and I have talked about it in the last week, it's very much a risk. Because if you're an early adopter, like we've been a Meerkat, and you invest all this time, and then literally it's here today and gone tomorrow, within a matter of a couple, what do you do next? You know, you've essentially wasted this time. You've built community. So what I say to folks all the time is, look at these apps, so these don't look at them as freestanding social networks. Look at how you can leverage what you're already doing on the other social networks. You can leverage that community that you've built over time, and you can use these networks or these apps to go ahead and engage with folks out there and really use them out. Meerkat, what's it do at the end of the day? It helps us be viewed as more personable and more authentic in the eyes of people that follow us on Twitter already. Like right now, 19 people are watching. I was looking through, almost all of them follow me on Twitter, right? These are 10. They're seeing what I'm posting, but now they can essentially put a voice along with the face, and they can also put a personality, which I think that's the key. Like, that's why I like YouTube, and that's really why I got into YouTube when I did, because this was last year. I started thinking, I've been in the social game. At the time, it was 6 years, and a lot of people get to know you by that profile photo.
Absolutely.
And there's much more to a person out there than just a smiley face and content that they tweet or that they post, right?
Right.
So YouTube, video, Meerkat, Vine, Snapchat, all these utilities, again, they are utilities, not social networks. They allow you to be perceived in much more the human form than what just traditional posting text and photo content offers.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Video, and video is something that I've done for brands before. I've done for clients before. I never brought it on for my own personal brand, just because I didn't think anyone, shame on me for not thinking anybody would want to see what I was doing or who I am. And sure enough, there are people out there that want to see it, and there's people out there that once you build a brand, they want to come back and see you all the time. And video online. This is a day and age where people are looking to cut the cords on cable. People are looking to streaming video, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Go. Everyone's using. I had people tweeting at me that they were watching me on their TV because they were streaming it or they were casting it to their Apple TV. So for people to sit there and watch for hours on end a live streaming app that came out 2 weeks ago, and they're casting it to their televisions and they're not turning their TVs on, that says a lot about where people's minds are at, where video's going. So that's...
No, I completely agree. I think social video is here to stay. This is really the tip of the iceberg, and it's not going anywhere. One of the things I say often, you've heard me say this a million times in Twitter chats and even in one-on-one chats, is people want to be engaged. At the end of the day, that's why they go to social media. They really want to be engaged, and that's what these networks have done is offer an ability for people to connect. We've talked about this through the mission behind Social Beards. What are we? We're a community that's helping people reinvest in relationships. And
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, answer yourself this question. How, I was in what you were saying. How many nights have you stayed up and you didn't even need to turn the TV on? You didn't need to open your computer, but you were on your phone watching videos on YouTube? Or how many times you're just on Twitter conversing with people, and next thing you know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, I have to go to bed. How many times has that happened to you? I mean, I know it's happened to me. There's nights where I can sit on the couch, I get caught up in a conversation or a video or a series of things that are going on social, and I forget that I have a TV or that I have anything else to do, and so people are more, I think, in tune to that now, and a lot more people are shifting to that social video, social entertainment, social media entertainment.
Right.
We had David Denton.
Let's think of it. People live through their mobile device. That is the first screen. Historically, it's been the TV.
Right.
Honestly, no BS. Since Meerkat came out 2 weeks ago, I can probably tell you on one hand how many times I've actually turned on the TV. No lie.
This is the first time I'm watching a basketball game right now, and I'm barely even watching it because I had a couple streams going.
It's funny. People were talking to me about the NCAA tournament. I didn't even know that the tournament even had started.
Yeah. I literally turned on television. I had, like I said, tuxedo fitting, and a couple of the groomsmen came over while I was getting ready. They were joking like, "Oh, don't go stream yourself getting changed." because they knew I was doing this, and they turned on the TV to the basketball games. I honestly I didn't even realize the games were on today. Not a clue that there's basketball games on.
Right.
And usually,
so let's take a few questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go ahead and take a few questions because we got some good comments coming in from Meerkat. Someone said, similar to the rise and fall of Google Plus, would you say it's safe to compare one and the other?
Oh, repeat the question.
So we were talking before. This came probably about 5 minutes ago. We were talking about how Meerkat, it's here today. It's been really hot, but now people are looking like there might be a mass exodus off of Meerkat onto the next.
Yeah.
So someone had commented, Jim McLeod, similar to the rise and fall of Google Plus. I really don't think. I think it's apples to oranges. I don't think it's really a safe comparison.
Yeah. I don't think you can compare the two. Meerkat is still just it's another tool. I made a comment earlier, and I said that Twitter and Facebook are the beach, and it's a Lil Wayne lyric, I believe. Twitter and Facebook are the beach, and we're just playing in the sand. And that's kind of what these tools like Meerkat, Periscope, they're the sand. They're not the whole thing. They are a part of something bigger. It's just another way to create content. Google Plus, there was a lot more to Google Plus's break part than what would happen to Meerkat. Meerkat's breaking apart because you have a massive, massive, powerful social network coming in and saying, hey, you know what? We see the value here. No one else is going to do this. We're going to do this. This is a potential moneymaker. Whereas Google Plus is a massive, massive, huge company, huge social, potentially social network tech company, and they just never executed that idea properly. You and I have had this conversation before. Google Plus just never executed that. The only thing I think executed properly on Google Plus was the Hangouts, the live Hangouts.
Yeah, like this, what we're doing. But again, that's social utility. That comes back down to my point.
Correct.
We're not using this as a pure social network.
Right.
We're using it as a social utility, which is to stream content and be able to talk to each other.
And that's why a tool or a social utility like Meerkat is going to disappear potentially. It's not because of poorly executed. It's on the contrary. It's because they're so well executed that a big guy is coming in saying, you're done. You're not going to top us.
So that's your prediction, and you're sticking to it.
My prediction is that Meerkat, unless Meerkat goes and partners with, whether it's Facebook, whether it's maybe even partnering somehow with Snapchat, whether, I don't know how that would happen or how that would work, but maybe even utilize it. Maybe this is a way for Facebook to revive WhatsApp. I don't know. I'm not sure. There has to be a use for it. I think in Facebook it's a little more difficult because you would have to probably do this within a message, like a direct message in Facebook, a private message. So I don't know if it works the same as it does in Twitter. It doesn't. This would have been a fantastic tool for Google Plus. They have the Hangouts and whatnot. I think that this could have been great for their mobile arm of that because Google Plus doesn't do the mobile well with the Hangouts and with the live on air. So this could have been something like that. So yeah, my prediction there is definitely that. My prediction is that it does disappear at some point, and that there's I don't want to say there's not much life left in them. Although Ben Rubin, in an interview at South by Southwest, said it doesn't seem like he's too nervous about it. So I don't know. I don't know. But is that an acquisition strategy? We talked about that earlier, Carlos. Is that just part of their strategies? Are they just looking to be acquired?
Well, I think it's a chess move, right? You're not going to go ahead and show or you can associate with poker. You're not going to go ahead and show your hand.
Yep.
So I think it was a good statement on Ben's part. Who knows what they're working on? I think that you're fighting a tough uphill battle when you're losing the support of a major social network.
I core.
Um, and like what we talked about before, guys like us, we're not using this to leverage the standalone social network component. We're just using this to be able to engage with people that we would normally be engaging with, just in a different medium. And I think you have like those two different camps, right? You got like the camps of like you and I, other people out there in the social media space that we just really want to be able to expand our reach through a different medium that's outside of, in this case, Twitter. So Meerkat allows us to talk through video in real time. But if tomorrow Twitter were to roll out Periscope or another live streaming video component, at that point I'm done with Meerkat. There's no value for me. There's no incentive. There's no need for me to even use it.
Well, and we did talk about this a little earlier. Is that if Periscope comes out and Periscope is the exact same thing as Meerkat, with likely, here's the thing. There's no doubt in my mind that if Periscope comes out, they will likely have more features that Meerkat's missing, like a pass the mic feature that we've been talking about,
Right.
or split screen, so you can have multiple streams going on, or you can have more than one individual on the same screen. So, Carlos and I right now we're talking here through a Google Hangout, but I'm talking to my following, he's talking to his. Will Periscope provide that feature? Is it something that Meerkat's working on? We don't know. We're not going to know until it happens. But I do think that you're absolutely right. If Periscope comes along and they're integrated with Twitter way better than, or integrated with Twitter at all, whereas Meerkat might lose that, it's a no-brainer for me. As someone who uses Twitter almost nearly exclusively in my own personal branding, I don't need another app to use. So I love this app. I will continue to use this app. Obviously, I'm number one, so I've used this app a lot, and I want to continue to it. But if something comes along, you're absolutely right, Carlos. I would switch.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, bro. What does the leader of Meerkat? Where do you go from here?
Where do I go from here? Well,
that sounds good, doesn't it? You like how that sounds.
The
leader of Meerkat, number one, bro.
I passed Jared Leto.
Other than Guy Kawasaki, Jared Leto.
Yeah. I've also,
They're hot. Your star's hot. I'm almost thinking you need to come out to San Francisco and you need to lead the launch of Periscope. Real talk.
I would love to lead the launch of Periscope. There's a lot of great minds behind it, and I'm trying to get on that radar. I would love for everyone to retweet this thread and let the Periscope guys know that I'm here and what I'm doing. But I'm not trying to whore myself out to the next brand. I jumped onto Meerkat because I believe in it. I believe in what Meerkat is and what they're trying to do with live streaming vid. But I also think that it goes beyond that, and it goes back into what Social Beards, what we've created there with Social Beards, Carlos, reinvesting in the relationship. This is a way for me to reinvest in the relationships I've built on social. Hey, Chloe, how are you? Thank you very much. So Chloe, here's a perfect person. She's been on a lot of my streams lately, and Chloe's awesome. I would love to connect with Chloe. Cody's incredible. Cody's been on a lot of both of our streams, and he's helped us out tremendously. I have Carrie. I have Jen Leo. Sorry about that. The dog's freaking out, guys. Hang on. All right. Sorry about that, Carlos. But yeah, there's people that I can I talk about by name now because I built a name with them on Meerkat. But if Meerkat's gone tomorrow, I don't think I've lost them, but I think that now it's going to make me step up my game and maybe start producing more content on YouTube, more video content in Twitter. So the use of Twitter video and those 30 seconds is going to be a lot bigger for me. I'm definitely a lot more comfortable using video now. I've never been shy in front of a camera or in front of a group of people, but I just never used it on Twitter, and now I feel I have no problem using it at all, and I love it. And being number one is great. It gamifies this whole experience, but who knows? That may not happen. There may be no gamification on Periscope, and I would be okay with that. I would
I
be
think
okay.
that's the best thing. The best thing I've gotten out of Meerkat over the last 2 weeks is that this tool forces you to engage. It forces you to go outside your comfort zone and be human and be natural and actually talk with people. Which it's weird because when you and I do these Meerkats, we are talking to our cell phone. Right? We know there's people on the other side, but we don't know what those people are doing. We don't know if they're looking at us, if they're listening to us. We don't know if they have this broadcasted on a TV somewhere. We just don't know. So you have to be very comfortable in your skin in order to even do this. And there's times over the last 2 weeks where honestly I've looked at myself like I look like an absolute maniac here in my basement talking on my cell phone. Or when I was flying to Jacksonville last week and I'm on the airplane talking into my cell phone. But again, it forces you to engage with people, which is what social media at the end of the day is what's all about. This is a tool to build relationships and actually engage and have conversations. So if Meerkat or Periscope or any one of these utilities can help us get back to the basics, then I'm all for it.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm right there, man. You're preaching to the choir with that one. But I just want people to understand out there that are watching is that don't be nervous. Like, oh no, you think you've built up this community on Meerkat and you have all these friends on Meerkat. That's okay. If you can still have those friends. All you need to do is just go and utilize those relationships. You know they're on Twitter. Go ahead and reach out to them. One thing that Carlos and I do is we take a lot of our friendships and relationships we built and we take it to the phone and we jump on the phone. We jump on Google Hangouts so that we can actually see each other. We take it to messaging, other messaging apps so that we can have larger discussions. So don't think it stops here. Don't think it stops, with Meerkat. I don't think it ends with any of this because that's not where it is. Video's here to stay, no doubt, and you need to absolutely get on the video bandwagon. Wherever video goes, whether it's Meerkat, Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, wherever it goes, that's where you need to be. That's my real talk, #real talk.
Absolutely, bro. Again, use it as a utility. Use it to make yourself much more personable and engaging than what you're doing today.
Yeah.
And use these networks to build relationships. I'm a huge proponent, and obviously, we came here to talk about Meerkat, so I don't want to get into my whole shtick, but I'm a huge proponent of relationships and the power of social and what it can do for you. So whether it's, Meerkat or Snapchat or any one of these networks out there, focus on what the end game should be, which is how do I really turn a connection into a solid relationship. And trust me, guys, just being connected to people does not mean that you have a relationship with them. It takes time. Vincenzo, myself, other guys out there, other folks in the space, we keep it real, and our MO is to really use these mediums at the end of the day to try to reinvest in the relationship and use as much of this technology to spread the word out there that others should be doing the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, any questions from your end, Vinny, on yours? It sounds like you're streaming.
I didn't put questions out there. I'd like to see a place where I can search for Meerkats by topic to find new communities. That was mentioned by Jen Leo. Jen, I agree with you. It's a great question. I think that with Twitter integration, Periscope will probably have that, whereas Meerkat does not, because now Meerkat's being, the social graph is being pulled from them, so you're going to have less integration with Twitter. I actually, Carlos, I don't even believe, I believe yesterday for that hour or so that they pulled the graph that people weren't even able to follow or anything, correct?
Yeah, like I jumped on. I got worried because I had no followers, and I tried launching a Meerkat, and either it wouldn't launch, or when it launched, no one would come in.
Yeah, that same thing with mine. There was no activity at all. I'm looking into. I'm glad you all are here watching Carlos and I. How many you got in your end, Carlos?
I've got 24. How about you?
I got 22 right now. There's 26 before.
I have someone here named whose Twitter handle is Meerkat Hawaii.
Nice.
And the description, streaming live events from Hawaii via Meerkat.
Very cool. Very cool. I guess somebody informed me that Gary Vaynerchuk is on. Oh, he's got the keynote with Jack Welch. Gotcha. So he's streaming the keynote.
But even so, Vane, like when you think of it, we've got almost 50 people that want to hang out with us on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm pretty geeked up about that. Thanks, guys.
I am too.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm very wow. Gary's in number 1 now.
Is he on Meerkat? Oh man,
He's streaming the what's it called? He's streaming the Jack Welch and him keynote.
I gotta say, bro, you are number 1 in my books because your Meerkat hustle is not, here's my phone, go record me do something for an hour.
Right.
Your hustle is literally, I'm sitting at my dining room table entertaining and engaging with people for 8 hours straight.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't knock anybody, and you know what? I had one of my guys here, Chuck, just said in regards to Gary's stream, he said, yeah, but the streaming sound is bad. So yeah, basically he just set up his camera to record him talking with Jack Welch at South by Southwest. I mean, there's 3 buzzwords right there: Jack Welch, Gary Vaynerchuk, South by Southwest, and I'm just a guy from Connecticut that nobody knows, and I'm streaming with my dog on my lap, talking to Carlos Gill, and I mean, there's no way I could ever compete with that, nor do I want to, nor do I care. I give a rat's ass, that I don't have that high number anymore. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is the relationships I've built through this app while it's been happening. And if you really want to get really down to technicals, I have 2,300 followers. Gary V's got over 1 million. So if he doesn't have a higher number than I do, then something's wrong. And that's my rant. I'm done. I'm out. We're out. We're good. Keep retweeting me. Keep favoriting my stuff. Keep commenting on this stream. I might just leave my phone on all night, and you guys can just keep recording. I might just actually leave it on all night, and I'll just play a movie, 15 movies. What do you guys think? What do you think, Carlos?
Technically, I'm supposed to be disconnecting at 5 o'clock tonight. Let's talk about our disconnect project. So I see, you might be a little sensitive right now that you just got knocked down. I get it, bro. You're still number 1 in my book.
I'm a little upset.
I get it. I totally get it. And knowing you, very quickly you're going to turn tonight into an epic Vincenzo, come hang out with me wherever I'm at night.
I may just do that. So I'm going to a bachelor party tonight, guys. I may end up turning this into a Meerkat night instead of a digital disconnect night. So I might change my digital disconnect night. Yeah, I might just have to do that.
Make sure if you do a Meerkat bachelor party stream, you're putting hashtag not at South by Southwest.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I had someone say to me, Chuck Lynn, hey, the stuff with your dad was awesome. I might do some more stuff with my dad. My dad actually seemed legit into it. So yeah, you might see more of that. I definitely thinking about that. But guys, it was great talking to you. Cora wants to hear Katy Perry Dark. I will do it next time. I'm in a time crunch here, Jen, so I can't do it today, but I will do it for Cora. Again, maybe I'll even record it for Cora, just for Cora. Think about that one. Carlos, it's been a pleasure. Guys, is Meerkat done? We don't know. Let's stick around to find out, and we're going to live stream the whole thing.
All right, fist bumps, bro.
Great
chatting with you.
Social Beards. Guys,
Social Beards out.
Visit Social Beards, at Social Beards, hashtag Social Beards. Myself, Carlos, and a bunch of other great guys. Come check us out. We are revolutionizing relationships. I'm out.